Hi, everybody. Hello, everybody. Okay, so we are going to start a giveaway today. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Hold on. We're going to get it prepped. Oh, Jesus. What's going on here? No, no. This live. There we go. Okay, so we're going to get it ready. So today, up on the website, there are actually some new UVDTFs and I believe tumbler designs today. And then there is also, I randomly just picked one of the glass rhinestones because we had those resin rhinestones half price. Today is the last day for that coupon code, this Micro Mix 50 coupon code. Today is the last day for this coupon code to give you 50% off of Fearless or Sweet Pea. Okay, both Fearless and Sweet Pea are like on page 1 or 2 of today's deals. Hi, baby. You gotta go upstairs. Love you. I gotta do this live.
I know, I was just coming down.
Okay. I love that you just somehow managed in a classroom that's 1 hour long to get that much paint on you. Okay.
Oh, we had to paint.
You didn't have to paint your body.
I know.
You look like you rolled around in it. All right. What is it with these glasses? Don't look like they have anything wrong with them until I get in this lighting and put them on, and then I look up at the camera and they're just weird. Okay. So we're going to be doing a giveaway, but there are glass rhinestones. I already forgot which ones I picked. It was just randomly. I just did it really good. No, Jesse, what?
Can I play some TV?
No.
Can I have popcorn?
You can have popcorn. You also remember why you don't get TV and why you don't get your Tamagotchi?
Yeah.
Because I asked you to take out the trash in the bathroom and you didn't do it. So maybe that's something you should do. And tell Zelia it's her dishes day. They're getting chores. Sorry. They got home from school. They must have just got home because they weren't home when I came down here. My dad picks them up and drops them off here. Hello. Okay, so let me go really quick. The Sparkle Box Plus from January 2024. We had a few extras of these rhinestones left over from the Sparkle Box. I put them on sale, like they're not exactly 50% off. They're like right around 50% off. It's like 49.9 or 51 point something. I don't know. It's just right at 50. I wasn't going to put 25 cents in half. I wasn't going to make it 10.63, $10.60. It's 10.75. They're gorgeous stones, by the way. I have them upstairs because I used them on that beautiful lotus. They're like perfect for that. They also will be super pretty on that coquette Easter tumbler, on that tropical octopus tumbler, on the hummingbird in flight tumbler. Looking forward to the weekend. All right, so those are on sale. Okay, the Sparkle Box rhinestones. There's only like 40 of them. They're almost gone. We just had like 40 packs of them. They're just kind of leftovers, and I put them up there and I marked them half price. Those are glass. Those are glass. Okay, and then the Micro Mix 50. That's going to give you that coupon code that's right next to it. That's going to give you 50% off Sweet Pea or Fearless. Those are under today's deals as well. You just got to scroll down a little bit. They're like 6 items away, but just find Fearless and Sweet Pea. They're right under today's deals, easy to find. So Micro Mix 50 will give you 50% off of those. And then I just physically marked down the glass Sparkle Box rhinestones. Okay, there is a photo of them. You can see them, grab them. They're beautiful. Now, I was thinking about what are we going to do today. I want to get a giveaway started. This is going to run for like a week. If you have an order in the queue from this week or whenever I haven't worked on details yet. And then I'm gonna make a video with this on our Facebook page, our Instagram, and our TikTok. So any one of those 3, you can go once I post this video, I'll announce it's posted. If you place an order today, it will count, even if I don't get the video up until tomorrow. It's gonna be have an order in the queue and make a comment on one of the posts on either of our social platforms, and you'll be entered in to win the rhinestone set. I am going to sublimate the tumbler and get it ready. So you're going to get a sublimated tumbler and the rhinestone pack. So it's like a $50 deal, a $50 prize. So it's going to be going for about a week. So it's kind of just an extra little thing on top of everything. Basically, you're all placing orders anyways. So it's like if you have an order in the queue, then just go find one of our social posts that you'll see it all, and I'll announce when it's up and posted. You just got to find it on either TikTok, Instagram, or uh, Facebook. Oh, farts. Sorry, I'm concentrating. Jesus. Usually I can get these really dead on. I knew that was off right there. I'm trimming this, and I don't want any seams, so I'm trying to get it right on that and just take an angel hair off of this. There we go. Okay. So I'm just prepping this. So this is gonna be the tumbler. We're gonna sublimate this. Sorry, I was concentrating very hard on getting this done. Perfect. All right. Hi guys. So if you guys are just jumping in, we're gonna prep the giveaway. The giveaway is gonna be this. This is the So Pretty Sunflower Tumbler Bundle. These are available on the website. So if you like, we're good. I love it. I want it. I don't want to. Maybe I'll win it. Then I'll have two, but I want one for sure. You can still get these on the website. Okay, so this is called the So Pretty Sunflower, and it comes with 3 packs of rhinestones. Oh, this is not working out so well, and this print is offline. There we go. I finally told Ivan, I said, okay, my essence has depleted over, it started when I was pregnant with Betty. She's 2, so now it's been almost 3 years. In a span of 3 years, I feel like I have lost just an incredible amount of vision. Now I can see things far away, like perfectly clear. But if once it gets to like right here, it goes like so blurry. And I know it's common for my age. I know it's common for my age. But it's been so dramatic and so fast that I'm like, well, it's not that there's anything I think we can do about it, but I'm like, I actually need like legit glasses now. I can't, I might actually need more help than what I'm doing. Perhaps cataracts, I have no idea. But it's crazy how aggressive it's been. So I know I'm 45. It's part of the life. But still, I was like, get LASIK. I'm like, oh, because we have so much money. We're like swimming in money for me to go get LASIK. Hi, you guys. Okay. So if you guys are just jumping in, we are prepping. This is going to be the giveaway. You don't want to see my face. Okay. So just for everyone, just real quick so everyone doesn't miss out on it, because it's probably going to sell out quickly. I put Sparkle Box glass rhinestones up on sale for 50% off today. So they're absolutely beautiful. They would actually look gorgeous on this one. There's only about 40 sets of them. They're $10.75 a set. It's a 50-gram bag. It's a smoking deal. It's an absolute smoking deal. So if you're somebody whose budget is always only resin because it's what your budget fits because resin is less expensive, these are literally resin prices for a glass bag. So get the resin. So if you want to grab some glass stones at a resin price, this is going to be your chance to do that. Okay, so those are going to be up on the website, iwantglitter.com. You're going to click on today's deals, sort by featured, and it's going to be the third thing in line. So you're going to see free mini UV DTF. Add that to your order. If you're new to shopping with us, add the free mini UV DTF. You can add to every single order that you place with us. We have gobs of them. We're happy to give them to you guys. You just got to put one in your shopping cart. Then there is the Micro Mix coupon code. That coupon code this is the last day for that coupon code. That will get you 50% off the resin rhinestone mixes, Sweet Pea and Fearless. Those are also under today's deals. Just go down half a page and you'll see the Fearless and the Sweet Pea right there under today's deals. And then, but right next to that, right next to the Micro Mix coupon code, you're going to see that Sparkle Box Plus glass rhinestones. They're $10.75 for the 50-gram bag. Okay. There's also a couple UVDTFs. There is an Ice Fairy Total Tumbler, and then there's the Take Me to the Beach. Okay, so those are up there. And then there are the Vacation Gnome, super cute tumbler. You can get it as a sublimation vinyl or a tumbler. Sorry, sublimation, vinyl, or tumbler. Then there's the Coquette Easter. Okay, super cute. Okay, but what I'm working on today is just getting this ready. We are going to prep this. This is going to be given away as a prize. So for the next week, as long as you have an order in the queue, I'm going to be making a cute little video and putting it on our social platforms. And all you got to do to be entered to win this is just to comment on that video. Okay. And it's going to basically be a video that says, comment here. So to comment on this video to be entered in to win. You need to have an order in the queue, and you need to have, I say order in the queue, that way I know I have your address. So order in the queue, which means an order placed at some point this week. It doesn't have to be today. It could be tomorrow or the next day or within the next week. So we're going to let this little giveaway go for a week or so. And then when it closes out, we're going to pick somebody who has dropped a comment on our social platforms and has an order in the queue. Okay. So this is the So Pretty Sunflower. It's going to come, I'm going to ship it from here. It's going to come with a So Pretty Sunflower tumbler and a set of the So Pretty Sunflower tumbler bundle stones. You're going to get an aquamarine mix. That's going to be all the sizes. You're going to get an enchanted rhinestone mix. So it's a 50-gram bag. So you're going to get extra aquas. You're going to get purples and blues and pinks in this one. And then you're going to get a midnight purple micro mix. This one is sold out. So you're going to get actually, I think Enchanted is also sold out. So you're going to get this set. You're going to get 3 bags of stones and the sublimated tumbler. I'm going to be shipping this to you. Okay, this is going to be the prize for the week. It's so pretty. The colors are absolutely gorgeous. All of my favorite, my wheelhouse of colors. It's all my favorites. My purples and my teals, gorgeousness. Okay. Okay, so we're just taping this up, getting it ready. So today there's new UVDTS up on the website. There's new tumbler designs on the website, and then there are those 50% off rhinestones for those glass rhinestones up on the website. They're from 2024, but that does not make them any less beautiful. They just kind of got shuffled around and lost, and we have about 40 sets, so I put them up there and I decided to just put them on sale for y'all. That's today's super sale. Okay, artichoke. Okay, so we got this guy. Now we're going to move this over to the heat press. So I'm just heat pressing this one, getting it ready for the giveaway. So I'm going to drop it in there. Push go. I don't know where the heat glove is, actually. Okay, we're going to let that sit, let that process. This heat press is amazing. You just push a button and it seals it up for you. It has a timer and it just rock and rolls. Love it. Hi, guys. Yeah, so we're getting that ready. So that's the giveaway. The only thing to be entered in to win is to have an order in the queue at some point in the next week and to drop a comment on the social platform. So when I will probably get the video up tomorrow for this giveaway, because I'm gonna make a cute little video like, hey, this is our giveaway of the week. Comment here. Make sure you have an order in the queue. But your order doesn't have to be in today or tomorrow. It just has to be in the next week. Hello. Ooh. Well, that's a bummer. That tape came untaped. That makes me a little nervous for it. I only got one print. That heat tape didn't heat tape. I know the press is amazing. I think it's 140 bucks. We have it on our Amazon store, if I'm remembering it right. This is what we use at the warehouse. Hi, thank you, Matthew. All right, so we are gonna pop that out. Okay. Then I like to do one extra press around the base for 20 seconds. That way we make sure we don't get ghosting around that that tight bottom edge. We're gonna flip it and do it about 10 seconds on the top. Just to make sure heat hits that bottom edge really, really well. Flip it. Get this top hit 10 seconds. So the top rim, make sure we don't have ghosting up around that top edge. Yeah. So this is going to be this is going to be the tumbler that goes with the giveaway for the So Pretty Sunflower Tumbler Bundle. But y'all, we're just hanging out. So we're doing sublimation. If you haven't gotten into sublimation, watch out. It's addicting. It's as addicting as rhinestoning and glittering tumblers and doing it all. It's like UV resin where it's like that instant gratification because it's instantly finished. And you get bloop just like that. Okay. There we go. So pretty. So this is the So Pretty Sunflower. Okay. I got a teeny bit of ghosting along that bottom edge. Should have I let it go 10 seconds. I should have done 20. I knew I should have gone 20. Okay. Oh, sorry, guys. So here's the So Pretty Sunflower. So this is the tumbler. Be warned, I'll probably have Alyssa print. I will now probably have Alyssa do one because I just pressed it and I got a ghosting because everything I do live is a little wonky because I'm focusing on you guys, not what I'm doing. Oh, that's fine. And don't worry, we love having you here, even just to hang out and support in the comments and learn. Don't worry, Leslie. All right. And Leslie, just so you know, we get it, the budget thing. That's why I'm always doing sales for the day. That's why those glass rhinestones are on half price today. We have resin rhinestones on half price today with the Fearless and the Sweet Pea is 50% off with that coupon code MicroMix50. Because our goal is to be able to make this affordable for people because I love crafting. Crafting is my happy place. So we try to do different sales to keep it accessible. So even if today's doesn't work, when maybe it does fit in your budget, always peek in for the sales. Isn't it gorgeous? I know. So that's why I always show you guys, like when I show you guys the print, because the print is just kind of like whap, whap, where you look at the print and you're like, and it kind of looked like this, right? Kind of like the color is pretty, but then you press it and it's like boom, and it does this. Yeah. Sublimation prints, when they're on the paper, are not as pretty. They just explode with color once they're on that tumbler. So this is beauty. Okay. This one just became mine because it has a little ghosting and I don't care about ghosting. Okay, so this is going to be for the So Pretty Sunflower. That's going to be our little giveaway. Hi, guys. As you guys are popping in. Okay, so yesterday we started this tumbler. Now I got 2 tumblers. We're going to put these under epoxy really quick. So let's dive in. I've got this one. If you missed this yesterday, we did this on the live yesterday morning. So there was 2 lives from yesterday. The earlier in the day one was this. We did the double reverse ombre with the stripe GBD, and I showed you guys how to do this. We fumbled through it a little bit because I didn't have all the proper tools and stuff because this was not the plan for yesterday, but I found this GBD on my desk under all my papers, and so I was like, oop, that's what we're doing. We shifted really quickly. So we got this guy. This one it's been sealed. We're gonna get that under epoxy really quick. And then this is the Rhinestone by Design for this month. So we do a monthly subscription and it is the Rhinestone pattern. Okay, so you can see this has little dots on it. That's to follow with the Rhinestone pattern to start doing something like this, where you follow the pattern and put your dots on there. That's called the Rhinestone by Design. We do have a monthly subscription for that. This is the one that's gonna be shipping to you guys next week. Okay. I'm going to get this under epoxy. So if you get these, you can sublimate a tumbler. You can do like I'm doing on this one, where you put the stones directly onto that sublimated tumbler, or you can put a couple coats of epoxy on this with a little bit of glitter in it. So when you have in between the little cracks and crevices, you get a little shimmy shimmy, or like along this bottom edge, or like on the bottom of the tumbler. Now you can see I went in there yesterday and I used UV resin and I used live mix number 120 and I put the I glittered the butt and got it ready. And I could stop there, but we're gonna put this under epoxy and we're gonna put a little white glitter in it. Oh, did I seriously just move my white glitter? I did. I moved the glitter out. Do you want to do white or pink? Should we do no? I have pink. Sorry, let me go get it. I don't know. My brain forgot that we were doing that instead. Okay, I'm gonna do Walter. I'm actually gonna use a dad bod. I like the chunkier, slightly chunkier glitter, the dad bod. So I'm gonna use white Walter for this part for him, so that it's got. So you can see Live Mix has a little bit of chunk to it. Walter's also gonna have this. It's a very small dad bod. You can see in the package. It's got little. It's not super dusty, not like a powder dust, like a fine glitter. It's got a little heft to it, so we call them dad bods. So it's got just a little extra. If you don't know this, all of our glitters are named after boys. I am a triplet mom. My whole life, I wanted boys, I wanted all boys. And then I got pregnant with triplet girls, and everyone thinks that's hilarious. So, but somebody's like, I had all my boys' names picked out and everything. So they're like, well, now you can name all your glitters after boys and use all the boys' name, which was actually at the time seemed very genius because, like, oh, it's so cute. But over time, you literally run out of boys' names, like not common boys. But we are so into the bizarre names that it's not even bizarre, but the spelling, because then people got it when they're trying to search for it, they're like, how do you spell what do we have? We have Hermes as one, but people spell it with an E. We're like, no, it's got an H. And I'm like, huh? I was like, I know. So it probably would have been easier to been like call them Isles of Capri or, Tahitian Beach is our glitter colors, but we like to keep it crazy. Oh, thank you. Yeah, my husband is, I could care zero-ness if Faceball disappeared from the planet Earth tomorrow. Wouldn't care one bit. Wouldn't phase me at all. Actually, it would phase me because I would actually not have to have football in my house, which would be glorious. I hate commentary in the background with football, and not only that, then the commentary of the shows that he watches after football that talks about football. I hate football. If you have not heard this my story, my husband catfished me with the football because we started dating in January when it was like the season was over really. And I was like, oh, are you really into sport, like are you really into sports? I can't remember how I phrased it. He's like, no, not really. And then we dated and then we fell in love and then was like, we're going to have babies. And then the season hit. And yes, I could have just stepped away then, but he already roped me in by that part. I was already pregnant. We have a wild story. We met in our late 30s. Well, where's my Turner? I have a Turner here, but there's no foams in it. I gotta find all my foam. And then we were like, okay, but we're both older in age, so if we're gonna have kids, we gotta get cracking. And then we decided we're gonna get cracking, and then we had triplets. But yeah, so I am just not a big football fan. But he loves dolphins, so I love dolphins. Fins up. Fins up in this house. Hi. Okay, well now I gotta go find my. Sorry. Yeah. I just did this thing where I organized and got cleaned up, and then that actually throws everything into chaos. But I'm gonna be real honest. Today we were actually gonna just do some rhinestone work on this live, but I just realized I have these 2 tumblers, and so we're gonna get under Epoxy because I want to. Because I want to. Ooh, you know what I could do to kind of for the giveaway. I don't want to give a giveaway that has a flaw in it though. Because I was gonna say for the giveaway, I could epoxy this one. I could glitter the butt on this one and epoxy and put a little shimmer in it. And then you might not notice, see the ghosting along this bottom edge? That drives me nuts, by the way. And you might not notice, I don't want to make the giveaway have a mistake on it. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Thank you. So we are going to get these guys under epoxy. Now this one, When I get my stones, I'm gonna jam on this one. We're gonna rhinestone this one. So this is the rhinestone by design. So if you so if they're your favorite animal. So this is the Rhinestone by Design that's going to be shipping out. If you sign up for Rhinestone by Design subscription right now, this is not the cup that you're going to be getting because you're signing up this month, which means you'll get next month's. Everybody who signed up last month, this is the one that's going to be shipping out to you next week. So this is it's upside down. It's a beautiful feather pattern. But next month is this gorgeous abalone. We are going to sublimate that tumbler maybe tomorrow. I have it on my list of days. It's free. It's fine. I know, but if I'm sending it free, and it's still a representative of us, right? I mean, if it's the flaw and I'm not going to keep the cup, I'll just mail it to one of you guys. But I have like a suitcase I'm going to send home with Ivan and be like, I'm going to send it to Alyssa and be like, hey, mail this out to everybody. Because I now have so much stuff that needs to go to the post office. It's overwhelming, and I now just ignore it because it's overwhelming. Okay, so if you're new to this, we're going to take this sublimated tumbler. You do not have to do this on a sublimated tumbler. Some people just take the map, which looks like I have one sitting here. Where's my maps? Where's my maps? They were all sitting right here. I gotta be looking right at them. Oh, yeah. So you can order it as a sublimation print, wrap it yourself, or you can order it as a vinyl print and use it just as a map. So some people just go, okay, the first row is all blue. I got to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blue stones on. So they just put the 8 blue stones on, and then one green, and then and then they put 17 more blues, and then one green, and then 18 more blues, and then one green, and then 7 more blues. And they get that first row in, and they just follow this map, and they don't have the pattern on the tumbler. Those people are amazing to me, but most people do that. I don't like that. It takes me one, I will second guess myself constantly. One, they would never line up properly. And this, I can go so much faster when I can see the pattern. I can so much faster when I can see the pattern. Okay, so this is a guide. It's not going to be exact. We get it as exact as we can, but every single rhinestone has a potential to have just like a hair of a flaw, like a hair, not even a flaw, just a hair different. Every cup is slightly different. So this is a guide, but it's a great way you see me doing it like on here, but it's a pretty darn good guide. So you do have to have a little edge of like, on that one, I had to like take scissors and kind of snip a little bit of the edge of a stone off, or you have to sand a little bit of a stone off to squeeze it in as your last stone if it's a little too tight. Because if you don't get your stones all perfectly in, you might be, your last stone might not fit because you have somewhere in here a little mistake. So these are very exact, but once you get going, once you get that first row in there, you're rocking and rolling. You prefer the RBD sublimated? Same Z's. I can go so much faster this way. I am not ever claiming to be the expert in rhinestones. I've been learning along with you guys for the last couple of years. I love doing rhinestones, but I am far from an expert on it. I just love it. I'm obsessed with it. And I make sure I throw that obsession towards you guys so you guys can be obsessed with it with me. You should see me this week doing Dragon Eye, but the map on an oopsie tumbler that was printed upside down. You're so funny, girl. You're doing the Dragon Eye upside down? The oopsie tumblers are really for you guys to just like spray paint over and use as cups. You guys crack me up. Okay. It was an oopsie. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get this one under epoxy. So now this one, like I said, I want to have that extra shimmer like between the stones, along the bottom. Like when you look through here, you can see in between each stone just a teeny, teeny, tweeny bit. So having a little bit of glitter on there is going to be awesome. All right, so especially, and then this really does become a guide if you're putting a couple coats of epoxy on here, because you've got to, you're going to remember, you're going to make it a little bit wider by a couple millimeters by adding that thickness of the epoxy. So you might have to add an extra stone along the back seam as you're doing this. All right, I'm going to suit up. Oh, so the giveaway is, if you have an order, you got to have an order in the queue in the next week, which y'all will. I know you guys. You'll have an order in the queue in the next week, and then I'm gonna put up a video that's gonna involve this tumbler and the stones that come along with it. Okay, it's gonna be for this So Pretty. It's the So Pretty Sunflower Tumbler Bundle. Okay, it comes with the stones and the tumbler. It's probably about $50 worth of product. And so I don't know the exact number. I just made this up right before I came live. I did zero research onto like the actual details of this situation. We're just diving in because that's how I roll. So I'm gonna have this mailed out to one of you guys. You got to have a order in the queue in the next week or so, and then I'll let you know details. I'll come up with real actual details, but in the next week. And then I'm going to be posting a video on all of our socials that will say drop a comment if you want to enter in to win this bundle. Just drop a comment on this video. Make sure you have an order in the queue, and then somebody's getting picked. Okay, so two things: an order in the queue, somewhere in the queue. I just have to be able to search if you comment and I pick your comment, and then I search the queue for your name. If you have an order within that weekish, you can win. Okay, easy peasy. Bump, 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 bump. All right, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna suit up. We're gonna do 2 tumblers. This one is gonna be our first. This guy's gonna be getting a little bit of epoxy. So if you're just coming in, this is a Rhinestone by Design tumbler. We have got the pattern for the Rhinestone by Design sublimated onto this tumbler. We're going to add a little razzle dazzle to this one by epoxying it with the glitter and the epoxy. So let's do it. Okay, so we're going to get our pen. We want about 20 grams of epoxy. So we're going to go 10 mLs and 20. So I mark on my cup. It's a little bit easier for me to see because I'm blind in the back. So when I'm pouring my epoxy, it's a little easier. Okay, 10 mLs. Now, we have this conversation every time because you're going to see my epoxy. It's going to look really yellow. My epoxy is 2 years old. In theory, they say epoxy has an expiration date of 6 months or 8 months or something. I think it's 8 months. Sorry, let me just. Well, it actually depends on the manufacturer whether they say 6 months or 8 months. That is not an actual expiration date where after that date, the epoxy doesn't work. That is an expiration date because at that point, the epoxy is no longer in its perfect state as it was shipped to you because it will begin to oxidize. Whether you open up that bottle of epoxy, you can get epoxy, order it, stick it in your craft in the dark craft space, and a year later come back and go to take it out. That epoxy will be yellow. Epoxy does oxidize over time. Sorry, let's stir together. Epoxy oxidizes over time. It does not make it not work. It just makes it be a little bit yellow. So you can see my bottle is super yellow. But we've been using this epoxy now for a few months. It works just fine. Okay, if it makes you nervous, you can counteract it by putting like a little bit of gel food coloring. Jesus, these baby wipes are intense. By putting a little bit of gel food coloring, the blue gel, into your mixture, and it's going to help counteract some of that yellow. Sorry, clean up my bottle every time. It's going to help counteract that yellow. Oh, this bottle is gooey. I must not have cleaned it, wiped it last time I did this. Okay, let's see. Look, super duper yellow, but it is fine. Companies want you to just think that it's all gone bad, so you got to repurchase it. It's not. Especially if you're adding color, like this is going to be going on a white tumbler, but it's going to be going underneath all of this stuff. You're never going to see it. And you can already see in the cup, you already can barely tell it's yellow. It's very, very, very pale. It only looks super yellow because it's all condensed in on that cup. Once you start mixing it, the yellow actually goes away. It starts doing its chemical reaction and it goes back to clear. If I was going to be doing a super clear mold of something, maybe I would steer clear because of the chance of it yellowing. But all epoxy yellows, y'all. If a company's telling you their epoxy doesn't yellow, they lying. It's gonna yellow. It all yellows. Okay, so just use it. Don't stress. You can also see I'm not your average epoxy worker. I whip my epoxy. It's gonna have a gajillion micro bubbles in it. I'm not worried about it. Not because I'm not worried about bubbles. We do still worry about bubbles. I'm just gonna worry about those bubbles once it's on my tumbler.
they'll all torch out very, very easily. I'm not going to sit here and slow stir for 3 minutes because that's a waste of my time and your time. So we just get in there and we whip it. By the way, I was whipping it before I was on camera with you guys 10 years ago when I started doing this with y'all. Before that, I was whipping it because I just do not have the patience to slow stir. Now, if I'm doing a big, deep pour, I'm going to be using a thinner epoxy anyway, a 3-to-1 epoxy, but I will slow stir if I'm going to be doing like trying to encase like a wedding bouquet in a big, huge pour. I'm obviously going to use different techniques for that than I do for these tumblers where I'm putting like this super paper thin layer of epoxy on this tumbler. It's just different. Okay, here we go. So now I've got this epoxy. I'm going to be putting it on that tumbler. I've got too much here, but it don't matter. I'm going to add Walter to this epoxy. So I want it to be pretty heavy. So I'm adding more than a pinch. You can see I added about a teaspoon, 1 full teaspoon of glitter to this. Because I want that razzle dazzle to really show up. If you want it to be more subtle, you can use a glitter like Nico, George, or Beau from our collection, but I want that big razzle dazzle. Okay, we only are going to add glitter to the first coat of epoxy on this tumbler. The second coat will go on just as just epoxy, so it's nice and smooth. Okay, so here we're going to stick this on. When I apply my epoxy, I put it on about 1 inch below the neck of the tumbler, and we drag it down. I'm not going to worry about this part up here. When you try to get it up to that neck of that tumbler and you're not paying too much attention, you're focused on just getting it covered, you're going to end up with epoxy inside your tumbler. There's companies that sell you all these like guards and all that stuff. It's just a waste of money. You don't need that. Just do this technique. Put your epoxy on and go down. Okay, focus on that. Get your coverage from this about 1 inch below the neck and down. Get that all sorted away. First, I'm going to put a little off the butt and push it over. Get the butt covered. Okay, now we're going to deal with this part. This is how you do this and avoid getting glitter or epoxy inside the tumbler. You're going to go up only. You're going to go up and past. We call this swoop up, swoop up, swoop up. Okay, we're just gently dragging some of that epoxy from the middle up. Repetitive motion, up only. Epoxy is a doming product. So if you drag your finger up and past, that epoxy will stop at the edge of the tumbler. It will not go in. It will not go back. How the epoxy ends up in your tumbler is because you're going like this. You're going like this and down and up and down, up and down. When you go down, you have all this epoxy on your finger. When you go down, this edge acts like a knife and it goes and basically just like slides it off of your finger and it goes right inside that cup. So if you're only going up and past, you can see there's epoxy all over the top of my tumbler here, my turner. That's from me doing this technique. I don't care. This will pop off with a craft knife. I can pop this off. It's no big deal. But by doing this, it domes up right on that edge and it doesn't go in. Now, if you have too much epoxy on your tumbler and you push too hard and you take a whole tidal wave of epoxy and you go up and past, yeah, it's going to drip over the edge and flop down. But that's why you apply the amount of epoxy you actually need, and then you just carefully drag it up there and take it with you. Okay. So this is a beautiful first coat for this tumbler. It's nice and sparkly, razzly dazzly. It's going to look really, really pretty in between all those little stones. I have leftover epoxy. I'm not stressed. I knew I was going to. A ton of leftover. I only used about half. Okay, so we're going to take this, move this out of here. Bring in the next one. Where to put the other turner? Right here. Okay. Go up. I've got a little drip of epoxy on my table. Let's swoop that up. Okay. Now we're going to get this guy on the turner. This is the one we worked on yesterday. So if you missed yesterday's live, we did this double ombre, double glitter ombre. This has been sealed. We've also glittered the butt. We've got this little extra epoxy. I'm just going to go ahead and apply it. I'll actually apply it on the butt first. Because with it having that extra little glitter, it'll go good down there. Because that's where we kind of need it. All right. So I am going to add this to the tumbler, but I'm going to add it once I get more epoxy on the tumbler. So we're going to hold that off for a second. And I'm going to mix the next batch of epoxy really quickly. Then I'm going to do the exact same thing I just did. I'm going to mark my little mixing cup. I'm going to try to be a little bit better on the, I know I don't need as much, so we're going to go 7.5 milliliters and 15 because I got the bottom already covered and I have a little extra in there. Okay. Ooh. Okay. I always clean up as I'm going. I don't want any loose epoxy anywhere on my table, on my tools, because that's how you always end up with all of your clothes because you accidentally stick your wrist into it or your elbow into it. Okay, just the same. I'm going to mix this very, very, very fast. Quick, quick, quick. This is not quick set of epoxy, so we don't need to be moving so fast that it's going to cure in 90 seconds. We've got 45 minutes really to mess with this. I'd say about 20 to 30 minutes of work time on this. Yes, thank you. Yeah, it's because there's all these companies now, and I get it. There's people who need the assistance to help them do things like not getting spray paint or epoxy inside their tumbler, but you really don't. You just need to use simple techniques. And I've just been doing this so long, it's muscle memory for me to like apply epoxy on a tumbler. I try to remember to tell you guys all the details of the why I do the things that I do. Because it's very easy to let that go. Okay, so now I'm gonna mix this little bit. If it had been more than a few minutes, I would not be mixing this together. But it's been mixed within 5 minutes of each other, so it's good to go. I'm just gonna mix that glitter in. I'm not worried about that little extra glitter. It's all opalescent chunky. It's gonna be beautiful on here. And I don't want to waste epoxy. All right, same thing. What we do here, we're going to be applying that epoxy 1 inch below that neck and sliding down. You are not in a hurry. Like I said, you have plenty of times. If you miss a little spot on the round one, then just hit it as it comes around on the second spin. Okay. You can see I pour, I slice it down with my finger. Keeps that edge of this cup clean. Because if I was just to go like that, see how I drizzle with it? It makes a big mess. So I'm going to miss that because I'm talking. So I'm just going to miss that stripe. I'm not going to stress about it. I'm just going to make sure the bottom is got coverage. It's going over that edge. Okay, coverage over that edge. As we wait for that little spot that I missed. No big deal. Just make sure that we got everything going. Okay, here's the spot that we missed. Let's say as I pour and then I slice it with my finger and then I push it down. This is going to keep your workspace so clean. I've got a little bit extra, so I'm just going to put that last couple grams on. Okay. Now that's going to self-level into place. It doesn't have to be in its exact space right at the beginning because this will all self-level out. Okay, there we go. That's all. So now we got the whole cup empty. Okay, you all know what I'm saving those cups for. The ASMR. All right, so now we're going to do the exact same thing that we did with the other cup. We're going to come from the middle and we're going to swoop up. Swoop up. Now, because this has this has glitter on it, it might not go as smoothly. We might have to go around this twice to make sure we get good coverage up here. I'm not in a hurry. We have plenty of time. Swooping up, swooping up, swooping up. And that's how we're going to avoid getting any kind of epoxy down inside that tumbler. If you guys are just popping on Today, there are 50% off glass rhinestones under today's deals. They are limited quantity, so they're while supplies last. There's also a coupon code for 2 different resin rhinestone mixes to go 50% off, Fearless and Sweet Pea. Today is the last day for that Fearless and Sweet Pea coupon code, though. So if you want some Fearless or Fearless or Sweet Pea, you got to get it today for 50% off. The coupon code is micromix50. If you can't remember the coupon code, that's fine. Just go to iwantglitter.com, click on today's deals. You're going to see at the top today's deals. It's literally written there for you. You can go check out the coupon. It says micromix50 to get 50% off Fearless or Sweet Pea. Both Fearless and Sweet Pea have been moved to today's deal, so they're easy to find. And then the new glass rhinestones that I just put up today that are half price, those are right there at the top of today's deals. They're from 2024, our Sparkle Box from 2024. They're leftovers, and there was about 40 sets, so I put them up and I put them 50% off. There's no limit to any of that. You can get as many as you want, but they're gone. When they're gone, they're gone. All right, there's also some UV DTFs that we put up today, new ones, and some new tumbler designs that we put up today. So this is easy peasy. Now I can go through this and hit it with my torch and pop any bubbles. I'm not super stressed about it. The more heat you put on the tumbler, the more likely it is to yellow faster. So since you can't really see the bubbles anyway, because there's so much texture on this cup, so even if there is a micro bubble, it's not going to hurt it. I'm going to leave it. I don't want to put any extra additional heat on this cup. Heat yellows epoxy. That's why you don't want to heat your epoxy at the higher than suggested temperature. So if it says optimal curing temperature 72 degrees, you don't want to be curing in a 95-degree space or 100-degree room. That's why when people ask, I do get asked a lot, do those Turner boxes work? Yes, they work. Your tumbler will cure very quick. It's because it's flash curing your tumbler, which is terrible for it. Your epoxy is going to be more brittle and your epoxy is going to yellow faster. And it might, when you're done, you're like, no, it doesn't. Because trust me, I've heard all the arguments. It does not. My cups are so beautiful. Da, 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 da. Yes, initially they're going to look fine. They're going to look and appear fine. But on a microscopic level, on a structural level, there is a reason these companies say optimal curing temperature 72 degrees, because that is where that epoxy needs to be cured. Temperature needs to be cured for it to be at its strongest. You can deviate away from it. It's gonna cure. If it cures at a higher temperature rate, it's gonna cure. It's just gonna cure at a too high of heat, which creates that intense heat within that epoxy, and it's gonna flash cure. Flash curing creates yellowness and brittleness. So I'm just telling you, don't believe it. If you guys have ever gotten those little tubes from Home Depot, they're like the 2-part epoxy, the 2 little tubes, and you break it and you squeeze it and it mixes it for you and it comes out, and you've used that glue to glue something, you come back in 3 months and that stuff, because it cures in 10 minutes, and that stuff is like yellow. It even says on the warning on the box, this will yellow aggressively because it cures at an extremely high temperature. It will yellow. The higher the heat it uses to cure, the faster it will yellow. Yes, we used to sell our own brand of epoxy, so I know a lot about epoxy. We only stopped carrying it because importing it is now a nightmare. It was a nightmare. We had many issues with getting imported. And I was just tired. Mama's tired. I just want to craft and hang out with you guys and do sales. Oh my gosh, you guys, I just ordered the next round of glass rhinestone combos. I'm trying to do one that's more like a burgundy and like hunter green combo. So pretty. All right, y'all. I'm gonna jam. I gotta go get this baby. I don't even know what time it is. I'm probably way off time. Oh yeah, I gotta get my kitty. Oh yes, so go to today's deals. There are glass rhinestones half price, and there are resin rhinestones half price. The resin rhinestones need the coupon code that are at the bottom of your screen, micro mix. Okay, and then those are the 2 biggies today. The glass mix, that's 50% off. It's the Sparkle Box. And I made them $10.75. So they are the price of resin stones, but they're glass rhinestones. And it's a 50 bag, if it's a 50-gram bag, because it's our old bagging style. So if you're going to do a 30-ounce tumbler top to bottom, sorry, 20-ounce tumbler top to bottom, you need 3 bags of that. Okay. So if you are somebody whose budget is always only resin rhinestone friendly, this glass mix is gonna be a jam because it's resin rhinestone price, but for that beautiful glass mix, all right? I will see you guys later. I will probably not be back down here tonight because we will have this resin curing, and if I come back down here, I have to suit up to do the whole live. But yeah, hang in there, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, everybody.